When you find yourself more grateful for Jesus, that's when you know you get Leviticus. But here's what you need to make sure of. You have to make sure that you understand why we aren't under the law. Like we can say Jesus has fulfilled the law, but do you even know what you're saying when you say that? Because you have to think about it this way. God hasn't changed. He's just as holy. Humanity hasn't changed. Humanity is just as unholy. So how has Christ done something so sufficient that it makes Leviticus something that isn't as directly applicable to our lives? Hebrews 10:1. With Leviticus in mind, for since the law has but a shadow of the good things to come instead of the true form of these realities, it can never, by the same sacrifices that are continually offered every year, make perfect those who draw near. Verses 11 and 12. And every priest stands daily at his service, offering repeatedly the same sacrifices which can never take away sins. But when Christ had offered for all time a single sacrifice for sins, he sat down at the right hand of God. Why? Because it was finished. Waiting from that time until his enemies should be made a footstool for his feet. For by a single offering, he has perfected for all time those who are being sanctified. That's what makes Leviticus so beautiful. Christ is our high priest. Christ is the one who entered the Holy of Holies, offering not the blood of an animal, but his very own blood. He was perfect. He became the perfect, spotless lamb who takes away the sins of the world. It was his life for our lives. He died so that we could live. He's the one that was taken outside of the city, outside of the camp, and crucified so that our sin could not just be forgiven, but forgotten by a holy God. Instead of needing to go to the tabernacle, God has chosen to tabernacle in us by putting his Holy Spirit, who is constantly working in us to make us more and more like Christ and less like the world. What does that mean? He is making us practically holy.